I've just returned from an extraordinary encounter with Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. It was her first Australian interview in 8 years, so I was looking forward to our meeting.
The walls of Royal Lodge feel suffocating for Sarah Ferguson. The 30-room Windsor mansion that used to be her home now feels like a prison. Friends say the Duchess of York, who can no longer use that title, is struggling emotionally. At 66 years old, after fighting cancer, facing public shame, and enduring years of scandal, Sarah Ferguson is experiencing what her friends call her darkest hour. Once known as the Phoenix for always bouncing back, she now seems buried under her troubles. Those close to her worry she may not have the strength to rise again. The breaking point, a title stripped, a life undone. It all started with a phone call that changed everything. Andrew told Sarah that Charles was serious. They were both losing their titles. Insiders reported that Sarah was utterly overwhelmed. She lost it completely, one source said. She was wailing and howling, saying he couldn't take her title away after 40 years of living in his shadow. The scene at Royal Lodge that day felt chaotic. Sarah had spent days urging Andrew to stand up to Charles, but she watched helplessly as he gave in. The title Duchess of York meant everything to her. It provided her with job opportunities and kept her relevant after they split in '96. After 4 decades of struggling, it was all taken away in an instant. Then there was a family meeting that people are calling the York family's worst moment. Beatrice arrived that gloomy Monday morning looking distressed, only to find her parents in crisis. Photographs later showed her leaving in a hurry, looking pale and exhausted, with her hair pulled back as she sped away in her black Range Rover, leaving chaos behind. Bea was devastated, a friend revealed. She was completely caught off guard. Andrew dropped the news about the titles without telling the girls first. They were blindsided when they found out. Eugenie was too upset to come out. Usually close to her parents, she stayed home, avoiding her mother's calls as she tried to come to terms with the shocking news. During the family meeting, there was no peace. Voices rose and past grievances surfaced. Sarah expressed her anger towards Andrew, accusing him of betrayal and not supporting her. Andrew sat there, stuck between his brother's demands and his ex-wife's anger, mumbling defenses that got lost in her outburst. The family, once thought to be strong despite divorce and scandals, now seemed shattered. A whisper to the Daily Mail summed it up. What happened wasn't just a disagreement. It was decades of struggle coming apart. The York family fell apart. The toll on the York princesses, trauma and scrutiny. For Beatrice and Eugenie? Watching their folks' world implode hasn't just been rough. It's been a full-on soul shake, the kind that leaves you questioning if you can ever outrun the family shadow. These are 2 women who've hustled like hell to carve out their own lanes, miles from the royal circus. Solid gigs, authentic cred. Lives that scream, we're more than the last name. Beatrice? She's out there killing it as a private equity sharp, helming her firm BLWGR like a boss, wheeling and dealing at those glitzy investor shindigs in Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Qatar. Her outfit's value exploded last year alone. That's not luck, that's her grinding doors open with smarts and that quiet princess pull. Eugenie? Art world darling, directing at Hauser and Wirth, dipping toes in philanthropy that feels genuine, popping up at highbrow bashes across the Middle East and Europe, blending culture with causes that matter. They've built empires on their terms, titles or not, or so they thought. But Mum and Dad's latest train wreck? It's splashing back hard, turning their hard-won worlds into potential minefields. Word from the palace pipes. Ethics squads are crawling through their books now, eyeballing every deal, every handshake, sniffing for any whiff that loops back to Andrew's dodgy Epstein-era crowd. It's mortifying, one of their inner circle pals let slip. These girls haven't put a foot wrong. They've been the poster kids for young royals done right, and yet they're catching the fallout like it's their mess. Sins of the parents dumped square on the daughter's laps. The gut punch on Beatrice? It's hitting where it hurts most, plain as day. Days after the title axe fell, snaps catch her at a playground with her 2 little ones. Face like she's been hollowed out, mid-call, staring off into nothing. Witnesses? She couldn't even crack a grin for her girls, one said. Just stood there, phone glued to her ear, eyes a million miles away. Total wreck inside, holding it by a thread for the kids. Looking years older than her 35, hair yanked back hasty, that usual polish cracked wide. It's the kind of quiet shatter that says, how much more can one heart take? Sarah's collapse. A phoenix in the ashes? Sarah Ferguson is struggling at Royal Lodge. Her mental health is declining, and her friends and family are worried about her. She is not just feeling down, she is really in a bad place. Her daily routine is completely disrupted. Staff say she's barely eating and is often lying in bed staring at the ceiling or crying into her pillow. The vibrant Fergie, who used to light up a room with her laughter, seems absent. A source close to her said, "She's unraveling most days. Sometimes she seems okay, then she's suddenly reminded of the past, like an old memory or a gala she can't revisit. She tears up when she hears about the work Tom is doing in Sierra Leone. It's hard to watch. Her sister Jane flew in from Australia as soon as she heard the news. Jane has been at the lodge, trying to help Sarah eat, encouraging her to shower, and urging her to go outside. A friend mentioned, Jane is really scared. She's never seen Sarah this low. In the past, she would bounce back from tough times, but now it feels different, like she's broken for good. The timing could not be worse. Sarah is still recovering from breast cancer and melanoma treatments, which have left her physically and emotionally drained. It's tough enough managing her health, plus the stress of her title adds more pressure. To make matters worse, her charity work is decreasing. After a bad email incident earlier this year, many organizations quietly cut ties with her. For Sarah, who put a lot of effort and care into her charity work, this has felt personal and hurtful. A friend said, "She feels betrayed by everyone. She needed their support, and they just disappeared." Andrew made decisions without warning, and while the girls quietly supported her, they also had to focus on their own lives. Sarah feels lost and alone, the Andrew anchor. Sarah and Andrew have been in each other's lives for 30 years after their split, living together at the lodge like an unusual couple. They share drinks, go on vacations, and support each other, especially as Andrew faces personal troubles. People wonder what their relationship is. Are they just roommates or still soulmates? It doesn't matter to them. They find a strange comfort in being together. However, Andrew has many issues. He denies many problems and has financial troubles, including a mysterious £8 million from 2005 that he hasn't explained. His problems affect not just him, but those around him. Recent events have put Andrew back in the spotlight, and people are asking how he can afford to live at the lodge without paying rent. Sarah explains that it can be lonely and isolating sometimes. While she stands by him, it's getting harder to cope with the public scrutiny and the scandals they've faced together. Friends say she loves him deeply, not in a romantic way anymore, but in a bond that she can't break. She has seen him go from a family favorite to an outcast, and it has deeply hurt her. However, staying close to Andrew has consequences for Sarah. By supporting him through his many troubles, she risks putting herself in danger. She is increasingly being seen as an outsider in her social circle. On top of this, Sarah faces financial challenges. For years, her title as Duchess of York helped her secure book deals, speaking engagements, and donations to keep her afloat. Without that status, her income is drying up. Publishers are taking their time on new projects, and agents are dropping her. Opportunities that once flourished are now fading fast. An insider shared that Sarah is worried about her finances. She has been in debt before, and clawing her way out was tough. At 66 years old, after battling cancer and with her reputation damaged, her options are limited. The firm's deep freeze. King Charles has made it clear that Sarah Ferguson is no longer part of the royal family. Unlike Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, who will continue to receive support and recognition, Sarah has been completely excluded. She won't appear at events, won't be on the balcony during public celebrations, and won't be included in family photos. For Sarah, this exclusion feels like a significant loss. She has spent decades trying to maintain her connection with the royal family, enduring snubs and staying close to her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, to keep ties with the Windsors. A friend expressed that it feels like all her efforts have been in vain and that she has been treated like trash. Royal expert Ingrid Seward stated in the Daily Mail that Sarah has always remained on the edges of royal life. Post-divorce, she never fully regained her place in the family. The royal family tolerated her because of her link to Andrew and her role as the mother of his daughters. Now that Andrew is out of the picture, she has no ties left. While Sarah faces this situation, her supporters are divided in their views. Some believe she will recover, saying she has been through tough times before and can bounce back. Others see a more troubling picture, suggesting that she is losing her public persona. Without her title, connections, and brand, she risks becoming irrelevant. Mental health experts warn that losing one's identity can be traumatic. Dr. Rebecca Manning highlighted that after so many years tied to a royal role, Sarah might feel lost and question whether she still has worth outside that identity. Beatrice and Eugenie find themselves in a difficult position. torn between loyalty to their mother and their own futures. They want to support Sarah, but their parents are pushing them to distance themselves to protect their own reputations. One royal observer noted that they might choose to shed their titles to move forward positively. As Sarah navigates this challenging time, she also faces financial difficulties. For years, being the Duchess of York helped her secure book deals, speaking engagements, and funding. Without that title, her income could dry up. Publishers are hesitating to work with her, and her options are shrinking. An insider shared that Sarah is worried about her financial future. She has previously struggled with debt and is anxious about facing that situation again without the advantages her title provided. At 66, recovering from health challenges and with her reputation damaged, she faces a tough road ahead. The hardest blow? Realizing that the royal family has officially cut ties with her. King Charles has made it clear that she is not part of the updated royal family structure. While Beatrice and Eugenie will continue to receive support and recognition, Sarah has been left out entirely. She feels abandoned after dedicating decades to maintaining her connection with them. What's next? As Sarah faces her challenges, her friends have different opinions. Some are hopeful, thinking she's bounced back before. Others see her struggling without her title or identity, with one analyst saying, "We're watching Sarah Ferguson fade in public." Experts like Dr. Rebecca Manning note that losing a long-held role is stressful and leads to profound questions about one's identity. Meanwhile, B and UG are torn between loyalty to their parents and their desire for independence. Rumors suggest they might step back to focus on their own success. For Sarah, the possibility of losing her daughter's closeness would be heartbreaking, cutting her last link to her royal past. Recently, whispers indicate she's stepping away from public life. Notably, she removed Duchess of York from her social media bio, which carries significant emotional significance. Friends say she feels like a spectator in her own life and encourages her to seek help, but she hesitates due to the stigma around therapy. At 66, Sarah feels lost without her title. She faces health issues and a declining reputation. Once admired by the public, she has struggled, leading some to worry she may disappear altogether. While friends are hopeful for her recovery, mental health experts warn that such significant losses can create severe emotional challenges, raising the question of whether she can find herself again. Crown's harsh turn. Sarah's story highlights a modern disappointment in royal life. After marrying a prince in 1986, she was viewed as a relatable bride and changed how the royal family was seen. However, the excitement faded as her marriage fell apart and attracted gossip. A scandal led to her separation from the royal family, but her title of Duchess helped her create a brand through books and events. Now at 66, Sarah faces health issues and a damaged reputation, making her question her identity beyond her royal title. Her loyalty to her ex-husband, Andrew, adds to her struggles and painful memories. While some fans support her, others see a chance for her to redeem herself. Her relationship with her daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, is complicated too. With little support from the palace, she feels pressure from the public. A friend shares that she struggles to balance her loyalty to her parents with the need to protect herself. Seward suggests they should let go of judgments to rebuild their lives. For Sarah, her daughters are her last connection to the royal world, deepening her sense of loss as she navigates her current situation.